I want to start off by I don't know if you've heard the latest on all the rumors and the news going around about the big tech companies like Intel. They laid off thousands of people, Oracle, lots of other big company names like that. They're laying off all these people, and there's actually thousands and thousands of people out of work right now. So, guess where those people are going to be going? They're going to have to take jobs like Home Depot salesman jobs, and there's just not enough jobs that are going to be going around. That's why they're laying these people off. These people now are going to, they have mortgage payments. You're going to see houses being sold, rapidly, and you know, people are going to get, ruin their credit. They're not going to be able to pay their bills, and the price of everything nowadays is so high that they're going to run through their money or their savings way quicker than they normally would have. And my reason for telling you this is because, I feel for the people that are in those type of institutionalized jobs where they go to work every day and they're in a place and they're relying 100% or 110% on the company staying in business. I never worried about that stuff. I listened to it, and I've never had to worry about it. I've been in the garage door business for like 40 years. There's been recessions before in 2008. There's been earthquakes. There's been everything. I've been in this. I've been through a lot. It's never changed. It doesn't matter if it's winter, summer. It doesn't matter what time of year it is. It doesn't matter what type of economy it is. Everybody needs to, when their door breaks and their car is stuck in their garage, they need to get their car out. And they just need, door service. They fall off the track, their car's underneath it, or it's hanging there. They can't leave their door hanging there overnight. So, I get called whether it's a recession or not, that nobody expects their garage door to ever break, whether it's a good market or a bad market. What my point is this happens in any type of economy, any type of weather, anything. They're always going to call you. They need you. And if you were to get in the garage door business, there's so much work going around in the garage door business that there's only a few people that really know how to do it. A few compared to, in the big scheme of things, there's only a few. I don't mean there's only two people that know how to do it, but there's not that many compared to how many jobs are available on a daily basis. Every day the phone rings off the hook with people's door won't open. Every one of you could go in your garage right now and look above the door. You have a big giant spring or you have two springs. Some people have up to four springs. Those springs break eventually all the time. And now you multiply that over all the houses in your city. Let's say you have 70,000 houses in your city, and that's an average city, is probably 70,000 houses. You're going to be doing probably a couple hundred spring changes every day. So if you're in a bigger city, it's going to be even more. And then most companies service multiple cities. So every day you're going to be doing a lot of calls, and that's just broken springs. There's cables that come off. There's garage door openers that break. There's, people back into their garage doors. It's happening as we're talking, it's happening. So my advice to people, rather than relying on these big institutions, and yeah, it might have felt secure at one time, and you might have made good money for a job, but for a profession, if you were to learn the garage door trade and become a garage door technician, nobody makes more than a garage door guy. I don't know any, not even a doctor. Doctors don't even make as much. Garage door people make about $1,000 an hour when they're working. They're not going to put down $1,000 an hour, but when it's all said and done, that's what they're making. Because most jobs take 15 minutes, 20 minutes at the most, and when they do a spring change. And most people are charging today's rates between $500 and $1,000 to do a spring change. And you're there for 15 minutes, so the parts are not that expensive. And a lot of times you don't need parts. Probably, I would say 40-50% of the time, it's a service type of thing where, you need WD-40, you need to tighten things up, add a few lag screws, things like that, adjust things aren't lined up. And you go out there, those calls are $350 to $500 to service a door. And they're simple, they're very simple jobs to do, that anybody can do this, even women. So we have a lot of people signing up that are women now. We're putting together a Spanish version of this. So my advice to you guys, if you guys want to learn a trade and not have to ever worry about being laid off again or have to go for a job interview with 5,000 other people trying to get the same job, my advice to you is just learn this trade And you will see, once people know that you do garage doors, once you have that written on your truck and you're driving around, you won't have a day where people don't pull you over on the street and say their door is broken, they've been meaning to fix it, or their remote controls don't work. Or if you learn this trade, you're going to be hunted down by people. I mean, that's how many people have broken garage doors and don't know who to call. Even contractors, they'll hang every door, they'll do every part of a build on a house. But when it comes to the garage door, they always call a garage door guy because they don't like messing with the cables and the springs and all that. It's just a specialty trade and they don't do it. It's not something they do. Also, handyman, how many times I've gone out and usually women will tell me they called their handyman and that when he got here, he said that our spring looked like it was broken and he doesn't work on garage doors. He doesn't know how to do them. So even handymen refer you because they don't know how to do it either. So you're a specialty person when you get there and they're glad to see you. So most of these people, you're kind of like a tow truck driver or someone you're coming to the rescue or an ambulance or, they're glad to see you. It's not a profession where, oh, it's the plumber or this guy's going to overcharge me. They were glad that they found someone that can fix it. So when you show up to someone's house after learning this trade, when you learn how to do this, you're not going to worry about if you can do it or not. It's super simple. You're going to tell yourself that you can't believe you get paid this much money for doing what you know. People don't pay you in this profession for your time. They don't say it only took you 15 minutes. They're paying you for what you know. It's kind of like a brain surgeon. They pay them $150,000, $250,000. It's not for their time, it's for what they know. It's kind of the same thing with a garage door company. You're not working for them. They know they couldn't get it fixed any other way. So they basically pay you not for your time, but for what you know. Anyway, my advice to people who are thinking about, what am I going to do if I get laid off? If you want to get rid of that worry once and for all, if your company's threatening a layoff or saying they're going to lay people off, they're going to have this many people laid off by a certain date, or you are laid off, and you're looking to see what am I going to do now? How am I going to pay my bills? You can be up and running in the garage door business with running ads that are people calling you within 30 days. You need to sign up for Garage Door Training School. That's www.garagedoortrainingschool.com. We'll post the link up on the page here so you can write it down or you can get online. You need to get signed up. I'm telling you, there's a great class. It'll teach you all the basic fundamentals of how the doors, the cables, the springs, how to measure for them, what spring goes on what door, how to do it. It's easy when you know how to do it, but it's hard when you don't know how to do it. It's something that you'd say you would never do. But once you learn how to do it, I can do it with my eyes closed. This isn't something I even think about. It's almost like a carpenter worrying about, cutting his finger off when he's building a house. He doesn't worry about it. He knows exactly what he's doing, how to hold the saw, when to put it down, all that stuff. So he doesn't ever cut his finger off. So same thing with garage doors, the garage door springs. Everybody says they're dangerous. To me, they're not dangerous. I mean, I'm not telling you they're not dangerous. It's not something that I would recommend anybody doing because there is a lot of power in the springs. So, but what we teach you all the safety and we teach you how to do it. When you know how to do it, it's a big difference in not knowing what you're doing and trying to do it because you don't know what you're even loosening. So, but once we show you how to do all that stuff, we tell you which ones you need and how they mount and all that stuff. You're going to be the same way I am. You're not even going to think about it. So all you people that are sitting around going, what am I going to do? I don't know how to come across in telling you this, but the garage door industry is the best service industry to be in. And maybe the reason why it's not so popular, because a lot of these people in this business don't want to brag about it because they don't want other people getting in it. It's such easy money, compared to other trades that you'd be crazy not to learn this trade. And it's a busy trade. It's not seasonal. There's hardly no lifting. On the repair end, there's basically no lifting. I mean, you could do it. You could be 80 years old and go do this and still enjoy doing it. I mean, I know people that still go out and the younger ones, they love it. They think I've had people tell me, I can't believe people pay me for this much money to do this. So to me, this is a great business. Again, they're laying off people by the thousands in the tech industry. All these people are going to be looking for jobs, and there's not even enough jobs right now. So you're going to get more people on top of those that are looking for jobs. And there's, if there's 10 jobs and there's, 20,000 people looking for 10 jobs, only 10 people are going to get those jobs. So what are these other people going to do? What they're going to have to do to make any money, they're going to have to start trying to, do backyard cleaning, doing stuff they would never do before. And then they're going to end up working at Home Depot, or they're going to end up being one of these jobs, in a job that's beneath them because they worked at such a big company, and they felt like they had more pride before. Now they have to swallow their pride and take a measly job just to make any money. And you don't have to do that. You can actually move up in this world by learning the garage door trade, making 5 times to 10 times more money than you were making at those Intel jobs. I know people that are making 40,000 a day doing this. Those people tell me they know other people making more than them. So my point is, you can easily by yourself go out and make $2,000 every day and be done by 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And you could start at 10 and be done by 2, and you can make 2,000 a day easily and not be tired. So my recommendation to people that are worried about what you're going to do: learn this trade, put little ads in. We can tell you where you could place ads for free. People will call you off of there. You can get going that way. There's a couple of things you got to do to set yourself up. It's not going to fall right into your lap, but you got to get a business license. That's $30 or $40. You got to become a business so they can write a check to you. You got to open an account at the bank under the business name. You got to do things like that to get yourself ready and to go. So when people write you a check when you're done, you can deposit it or cash it, whatever you want to do at the bank with it. So you got to set yourself up. You can do that while you're taking this course. And by the time you're done with that, you open up the account. You have a truck. I don't know if you have a truck or vans or whatever. You need to get a little truck, or you could get a van or whatever. Put some advertising on it. You don't have to do that right away, but you need to get receipts. There's things you got to do to set up. So when your phone rings, you're prepared. And when you go out there, we have a starter packet on our website too. If you wanted to get the starter packet as well, we would actually do all your ordering for you on the first time around, and it would be delivered to your front door, and you could just put them right on your truck, and you'd be ready to go out and make money. And we even help people with their web pages and their logos and stuff. So if you guys are interested in something like this, I'm telling you, this is a gravy train compared to other, if you become a carpet layer, or you become a painter, or you become any of those trades, they're hard, they're long, you don't get paid all the time. You got to stretch things out before you make money. In this job, every 15 minutes, you go from one job to the next. Say, let's call it every hour by the time you get to each job. Every job, they're writing you a check for $500 plus. Every job, you're driving away with a check for $500. You can easily do 4 or 5 jobs a day, easily. And that's not being busy. So you could do 8 to 10 jobs, and that would be a good day. So my advice to you guys is get into this business, do the repairs, learn the trade, and start making money and not worrying about what the government's doing and raising rates and all this stuff. It's going to cost everyone their whole livelihood. Their whole families are collapsing over this, over raising interest rates. I mean, you make so much money in the garage door business that those little things don't affect you. The price of gas. I mean, if you're making $500 every time you drive 5 miles, do you care if they're raising gas by 50 cents? No, you don't. So my advice to you guys is just try to take this class, and once you learn it, you'll know it forever. And you could go anywhere. If you decide to move to another state even, you can just run ads there and go start repairing doors there. You can do this wherever you go. You don't have to be stuck to one place. Like in your job, you're limited. You go buy a house and they lay you off, like they're laying people off now. It's going to be hit. You need to learn this trade. I'm not telling you to go learn air conditioning. All that takes way too long. It's way too expensive. And they've actually, the federal government at one point, not long ago, told the companies that were advertising to learn the air conditioning trade to stop training people in the air conditioning field because they're overtrained. There's too many people trained in that industry. So there's too many people in that industry. Electrical work, that might be okay, but that's that might be a good one too. But I'm telling you, there's nothing like garage doors. And the electrical, you got to climb up. It's the same thing. You got to climb through attics and get in places you don't really want to go. You got to walk through people's houses, all that. In the garage door industry, you back right up to the door. If they have two doors there, you don't even have to open the door. You can go through the other door and work off your truck right there. When you're done, you put them right back on your truck. You write the receipt and you drive away. You don't even have to. You take 2 steps and you're in the garage. If you lay carpet, you're going to have to pull old carpet out. If you're a carpet cleaner, you got to run hoses up. You got to go up and down stairs. It's hard work, especially in the summer. Most people during the summer come out and want to clean their carpets, or they want to, landscape, or they want to do certain things. They don't find out their air conditioner doesn't work until summer and it's really hot outside. Now you got to go out, you got to crawl in the attic, you got to do all that stuff when you're an air conditioning guy. You name whatever trade you want. It's not going to be anywhere near as good and pleasant to work. You don't even get your hands dirty hardly in the garage door business. You can go there with a nice shirt on, nice shoes, do the job, and drive away. It doesn't look good to be that clean because they expect you to look like a mechanic. So a lot of times you got to play the part when you show up to someone's house. You can't go there in a Mercedes SUV and a tie. I mean, that's not what they expect you to be wearing, but literally you can do that in this business and still, not get dirty. So you can't do that in those other fields. You'll get too dirty. You got to crawl in places. You get insulation on you. You get dirt on you. You got to crawl under houses. So in this business, I'm telling you, you have to look the part, but you don't really get dirty. It's not really heavy because you lift one panel at a time. You can always bring someone with you and hold one end if you don't feel like lifting anything. That's only if you're hanging the doors. The repair end of it, you don't need anybody. It's super simple. There's no lifting hardly at all in the repair business. Anyone can do the repair. Even women can do it. So take this class. Don't wait any longer. Just sign up. Even if you decide not to do it, you're going to know how to do them. And it's an exciting business. I mean, it's something that you're gonna be glad you know how to work on them, and you're gonna be asked by numerous people you even know that once they find out you do garage doors and you're a garage door person, you're gonna have friends of friends and relatives and this and that. They're all gonna be calling you because their door doesn't open, or they're gonna know you do it, and they're gonna get a hold of you. And plus, you're gonna run ads on Google, pay-per-click, and you can compete for the jobs as well. On the free ads too. There's one called Nextdoor, I believe it is. You could go on those ads. I mean, those ads work very well in the garage door field. You post your ad there, tell them you're a new business, you repair garage doors. I guarantee you, I know someone, every time he posts his ad on there, he gets 3 or 4 calls. And then he, a couple days later, he reposts it. And it's all free. He's making free money. And then there's a big audience on a lot of those. So you can post your ads just on there and get started. You don't have to worry about paying for the campaign ads for Google. You can go on Yelp. We don't recommend Angie's List. We've had nothing but complaints about Angie's List, so we're not going to tell people to go on there. So the best ones to get on is Yelp and Google, and that Nextdoor one works very well, and it's free. So anyway, people need to stop sitting around thinking about it and take action now and learn this trade so you can be self-sufficient. You can make your own money and not have to worry about someone else laying you off, or if someone else is going to hire you. You have to go to interviews and stuff. I mean, who wants to go to interviews when you're in your 40s or 50s? Who wants to go be interviewed by a 25-year-old kid, asking you questions about what you did, or you got to send in your resume and be questioned? Yeah, that's all anxiety stuff you don't need to deal with. I mean, when you're working for yourself, all that stuff goes away. You don't have to deal with bosses telling you what to do or being there on time and stuff. You give people 2-hour windows. You can take your time. You can go get coffee in between. I mean, it's just so much nicer than working for somebody else. So whoever's been thinking about working for themselves, especially truck drivers, we get a lot of truck drivers signing up. That must not be a good job. You're away from your family. That's what I heard. Away from your family for so long, it's like you don't even have a life. You're basically on the road all the time. You're giving up your whole life to make $1. You could be at home and make 3 times, 4 times the amount that in one day than you're going to make all week driving a truck. So my advice is become your own boss and make your own money and get into the garage door business. Go to www.garagedoortrainingschool.com, get certified. You guys can call us anytime. We're open for you. We're there for you. We can guide you into getting into your own business. We've done it with numerous people. We've gotten people up and running, making their own money within 30 days. We got people calling us up saying they're indebted to us for the rest of their life. Him and his son are so busy. They can't believe how much money they're making. They say that they buy all the garage door openers. Once Home Depot loads up their shelves with a garage door, they buy them all because they go around putting those in all day. So, they probably charge close to $1,000 each for each one of those. So that guy was out of Boston, if I remember right. But there's people all over the place that, they call in constantly. They're excited to be, their text messages to us, their emails, saying they're excited to get into this business. You should be as well, because these people see what I'm trying to explain to you guys, that once you get a taste of how fast you can make money in this business, it almost becomes like a drug. It's like you want more and more and more. So get in this business, and you'll love how you feel. You'll basically love your life. If you're going through a low period right now because you're unsure, you have uncertainty in your life with your job, and you don't know how you're going to pay for this and that, and you're worrying all the time, nothing seems good anymore, learn this trade. I promise you, your phone is going to ring off the hook. People are going to call you. There's no slow season. I don't care if there's a recession. There's spring breaks and their cable comes off and their door won't open. Their car's in the garage. They're going to call you. There's no way they're not going to call you. During the 1989 San Francisco earthquake, the 89 earthquake of the San Francisco Bay Area, at that time, this is when people are in a panic crisis. I mean, people were calling even during an earthquake. So nothing slows down garage doors. Rain doesn't slow it down. In fact, I feel like they call more in the rain. Constantly out in the heat, working, when it's hot out, it's just year round. There's no such thing as a slow time period in the garage door field. So all these people that are advertising and doing all the jobs, they're no different than you. When a person's garage door breaks, nobody knows the name of companies. It's not like, let's call, Home Depot, or let's call, a well-known company, because nobody knows who does garage doors. So when they type in on Google garage door repair, broken garage door, whatever keyword they have, and you pop up, you and two other guys, it's whoever says they'll be there first. And there's so many coming in that you're going to get ones where they're going to say, okay, come out, and they take your info and you're on your way there. And a lot of people just don't even respond. They get so many calls, they know they can't do them. So you're going to get calls, you're going to get jobs, and you're going to go out and do them. And once you get there, it's not just spring changes. You can upsell, new panels. You can upsell garage door openers. You can upsell doors too. So there's rollers that wear out. There's, hinges that break. There's all kinds of things. So get ready. That's all I can say. And with that comes the money. So once you start getting calls, the money you'll start getting a roll, and you'll start making money. So learn this trade. You can still go and do whatever job you want to do. And you can also set up appointments for weekends or after work. You can go make another $1,000 after work in 30 minutes. You'll see that making that kind of money is a lot easier, and it's a lot more than what you're making. Most people don't do other jobs once they start doing the garage door repair. They stick with garage door repair. And they have more freedom too. They're not stuck in one place. They get to drive from here to there. They can do stuff in between. They get out in the real world, and also they get to stay in because they're covered in the garage, and they're in their truck or their car or their van. They're not outside working like a lot of trades. You're on the roof, or you're somewhere. You're out in the elements all day. This is perfect. I'm telling you. You get to turn the heater on in the car, turn the air conditioner on in the car. There's very little time that you're not comfortable in this position, and that you're not making good money in everything you do. So we can help you with everything. We can help you order parts. We even have a kit now you can practice on. It's only about 5 feet tall, so you don't have to get on a ladder. And you can practice wrapping the cables, winding the springs, and so you become more familiar, hands-on with it, and you'll be able to feel more confident when people call you to go out there. A lot of people, by the time they're done, they're anxious to go out there and get jobs. They want their phone to ring, and so they can go do jobs. But for the people that have never even picked up a hammer and have taken this course, those people are very timid. They don't know if they're sure enough about themselves. We have that. now. We can send you the it's like a kit that you put it on the wall together, and it comes with all the spring anchor bracket, the cables, the drums, the spring, the shaft, the bottom fixture, all the stuff that it takes for you to wind the spring and wrap the cable. And you could practice and you'll understand it better when you go out there. And if you ever hire anybody, you can have them get on your course, because you have a lifetime access to the course. You can have them watch the video the same way you did, and you can have them practice on the same thing that you have with us, so that you're sure when you send them out there, they're going to know how to do it. So, because that's the big thing. You can't just hire anybody in this business who thinks they can do it and send them to a customer's house, because it's impossible for them to know how to do it. They got to know so many little things that you just have to know this from being taught it. It's not something that you can guess on. So my advice to you guys is go to www.garagedoortrainingschool, get certified, get this experience behind you, get into your own business within 30 days. Your ads will be out there. You could put your ads out earlier than this too. You don't have to do it all in order, but I would say 30 days is a good starting point. You'll be getting calls. You'll be going out every day, 3-4 calls already lined up. People calling you while you're driving to the other jobs. You'll be booking other jobs. And while you're at other jobs, your phone will be ringing. You'll be booking other jobs for later in the afternoon. And your phone just does that all day long, and you can book them for the next day as well. Go to www.garagedoortrainingschool.com, get certified, get started, and you're probably going to end up talking to me at some point, and I want you to tell me after you've been going out. I love hearing stories when people go out and they say they can't believe it. They're making all this money now. They've been meaning to do. A lot of people call and say they've been meaning to get in this business, but they haven't. And, they see our YouTube videos and all that, and now they're making the move. But a lot of you that don't know about garage doors, it's time to wake up and learn a trade, because relying on other people, if you're relying on other people, you're not going to have a security that you need in your life going forward. People are closing down factories right now. They're closing down big, large companies. You can prepare yourself for when this happens. Jump ship before it happens, and you can start making great money now and not worry about what goes on in the world. If it's not going to affect you at all. I mean, it's super simple, I'm telling you. And you can even make it simpler than what I'm telling you. This is the way that most people do it, but there's other ways you can do it, even makes things even more simple. So my advice to you is get in this. You don't need heavy equipment. The tools are very inexpensive. You don't need many tools to do this. You just need to know how to use certain things and what you need. We teach you all that. We give you price sheets. We give you tool lists. We give you all that stuff. Everything you're going to need when you get out to the job. We could get you, basically, we're putting you in this business for $1,499, and you're going to be in business. You'll make that back in 3 service calls. 3 service calls, you'll have your money back. And then you'll be on your own, and you'll know how to do this, and nobody can stop you from that point out. So, and it just keeps getting better and better. You'll understand more of what I'm telling you once you know how to do it. So I hope to see you in the class. We'll see you there. Supercharge your life and your career and learn garage doors now. You won't regret it.